Hey guys, so my name is Heather and my videos are kind of based on because of this and that, and so I just want you guys to come over and join me, and we're going to talk about immunity and how to boost our immune systems because of the things that are going on in this world right now. And I know a lot of people are worried and panicked. So stay tuned and let's talk about it. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to talk about is sugar. Now, if you take sugar and you're eating, and that includes carbs, because carbs breaks down into sugar. The problem with that is, the problem on that is that viruses actually feed on sugar, and it actually can make it even worse. It doesn't just break down your immune system, it actually can make it worse. And so your gut health during this time is going to be very important. So my number one tip that I'm going to tell you right now is lay off the sugar. You know, if you get bored or you want, the kids are needing something or whatever, maybe make some cookies or brownies. There's some wonderful recipes in that out there where you use almond flour and coconut flour. But that is one of the things that I would recommend to you. I am not a doctor or anything, but I would tell you to lay off of the sugar. Things that are working, one is selenium. Selenium is a great thing. It helps balance out things that are going on with your thyroid and hormones and a whole bunch of things like that too. But selenium is one of those. The next best thing to selenium would be iodine. And that will also help block viruses. It also helps like with some depression and things like that, because if you do get stuck in your house for 2 weeks and you're not getting out and you're not getting the sunshine and everything else that you need, depression also can set in. So that's another thing that I would recommend. Now the thing with iodine, and that's one thing, sorry, if you are allergic to shellfish, do not take this, but you can take selenium. So no shellfish for this one. So it's a really good thing. The next thing that I want to also talk about is vitamin D. Vitamin D is so important for everyone, period. And they're like, oh, I'm just taking a multivitamin, that should be enough. It really actually isn't. So at least where I live, because a lot of times we have inversions, whether it's summer or winter, we don't get that vitamin D that we need. And so even my doctors have suggested during the summer to take 3,000 milligrams of vitamin D. But not only that, in the wintertime, I have to up it up to 5,000 milligrams. So you need to take a good dose of vitamin D. It helps fight viruses. If your immunity and your system is doing well and you have that, it will help fight that off. And it also can help with like depression and winter depression or being confined to the house depression. So just kind of think about that, thinking, if you do have your vitamin D, just up it. See if you can even see a difference. But I know that is going to make a world of difference to fight off a virus. Okay, now the next thing that our family uses and my kids absolutely hate, but even my mother will swear to it, it's called oregano, and it's source P73. It is oil of wild oregano. And let me tell you, this sucker is strong, okay? It is really strong. But you do need to take this homeopathically. You do need to put it underneath your tongue, and it slightly burns, okay? So this is one of those things that you can do to boost your immune system, but it also can help fight off viruses. So once again, not a doctor or anything like that. This is just the stuff that has worked for me. I've tried like elderberries, stuff like that, and they work okay. But the really strong stuff works really well. So the next one that I want to introduce you to, and this is also when you maybe start feeling sick, or you could even be taking it now, and hopefully nobody gets like too sick, but we've also seen the results, especially in elderly people, that this is serious. And me personally, I've caught everything known to man probably in the last 2 years, and it's not been a fun trip. So I already know my immune system's weak, but using these things and helping to shorten maybe the times on them are going to be key, because you don't want to be going to a hospital. You really do not want to be going to a hospital. We need to leave that open for the elderly and the severe. We don't need to go in and say, okay, I'm having a hard time breathing. You might have a hard time breathing, but are we going to be able to get over it? Yes. If your immune systems are down, they're going to have a harder time, and they're going to have to be on a respirator, and we do not have enough respirators in the US, period, to hold a ton of people. So you really need to try and not go to the hospital. Around here, we have a thing where we can go on our app and talk to the doctor and things like that. No, they can't test you for anything, but even right now, they're not doing a lot of testing. So try to just kill it on your own. Try to get it out. If it gets really, really bad and you are really, really having a tough time, absolutely. That is what the emergency room is for. But if you're not in that position where you're dying, don't go. But this is one of the other ones, and this is olive leaf extract. And even when you get a cold or the flu or anything like this really, really helps. And it is one powerful son of a gun, let me tell you. Another one my kids hate. Have something to drink it with and chase it down with. But this is really, really good. So I hope you guys can see that. But that's olive leaf extract. They do have it in the pills, but I have found that the liquid does work better. Okay, so the next thing is colloidal silver. And as you can see, that is for immune support. And you actually can make your own colloidal silver. You do have to have a kit in that. So, you know, you could always think about doing that, or you can buy it at the health food store or whatever. But colloidal silver it's amazing. Now, years and years ago, people were taking it like crazy, and their skin actually started turning blue. And this is like clear back in like the 2000s or something like that. And their skin so don't take it like crazy, okay? Teaspoon day and night. And actually, because I got like this a little bit stronger one, it's 2 drops homeopathically. So this will definitely help my family probably through the next 2 to 3 weeks. So morning and night, 2 drops underneath your tongue. But this stuff is great. It will help your immune system. Okay, another one, and I just barely picked this one up, so I really don't know about it. People think that it tastes horrible, and I'm like, it's nothing compared to the other ones, but this is called Kick-Ass Immune, okay? And this one was actually relatively cheap, and it has got like elderberry flower, elderberry flowers. It's got yarrow, it's got echinacea, it does got golden seal. So this is, and it's got cinnamon bark, so that's actually a really good one. So it's got some good components. They're not the strongest components in fighting things. I believe oregano and olive leaf extract are very strong. Echinacea, golden seal, they're okay. But for somebody that has a good immune system, this would probably work wonders. For somebody that has a bad immune system, these 3 are going to help immensely. The next thing, and I'm trying not to sell anything. I don't belong to this group or anything. I used to a long time ago, but I do love their oils. So this one is called On Guard. And they do have lozenges And you can also put it around your neck and stuff like that. It is supposed to help with killing things outside of the system or breathing. A lot of times I'll put them here. A lot of people have like little necklaces, so they're constantly breathing it in because, and one of the components is like cinnamon bark, I believe, if I remember right. I know there's cinnamon, or maybe it's clove. Yeah, cinnamon leaf and clove and wild orange. Yep, and eucalyptus. Anyway, so this stuff is really, really good. I like it. I did buy a bunch of oils. Another one that I do have is also wild orange, and it really helps with depression. And like I said, if you're confined to your house and you start getting bored and you really need something, and you feel like you're kind of getting a little depressed or anything like that, that wild orange, like just putting it in your hand and smelling it, and even putting peppermint in your hand and smelling it, does wonders for everyone. So those are just some tips that I would like to share with you, just because we are in this frenzy of everybody going out and buying everything off the shelves, but and they're buying cold medicine and things like that. But what are we doing? We need to start boosting our immune systems, because many of us probably already have it, or carriers. I mean, the more and more statistics are coming out, but at least in my area, we found out that there was a community-based one, and this happened clear back on March 6th. So how many people have been exposed since then? So that's why I'm just trying, guys, start making sure you're taking your vitamins, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, making sure you're eating healthy. Box stuff just not necessarily going to cut it. It's not that healthy. So I do hope you do have some fresh vegetables. I hope that you are looking out for everybody. And I'm actually just going to throw this one in, looking out for just not only your family, but looking out for your neighbor. Today, I actually called a couple of my neighbors that are around me that are in that elderly area. I guess, just in that frame of being over 60. And I called them up and said, hey, it's me. I'm just looking out for you. I'm going to be calling you once a day. I'm going to be bugging you, usually once a night, making sure that you're okay. And if you need anything, to please let me know. So please be looking out for also your neighbors, especially for those elderly ones, because a lot of food isn't on the shelves. And a lot of them are on fixed incomes, and they are more susceptible to this virus, and they could have come in contact and they don't even know it yet, because it's got a 2-week, what is that called? 2-week period where it like manifests, I guess. So that's what I would suggest, is be kind to your neighbors, love them, talk to them, make sure that they're doing okay. You don't have to go over there and see them. Just give them a quick phone call. Or if you don't even have their phone numbers, like leave them a note on the door and leave your phone number and say, hey, will you call me? I just want to check up. Just make sure that you're okay. We need to be taking care of the community too right now. And it doesn't need to be all about me and my family. We've got to be looking out for everybody. So anyways, I don't really like doing videos that are kind of, little more on the depressing side, but some people actually had asked me to do a few videos. I am going to do a few videos on preparing. Mind you, with this thing, toilet paper is not the most important thing, I promise. So I'm going to probably throw out some more videos. I do have some unboxings coming up, and I do have a giveaway coming up. So subscribe, like my channel, because it will definitely help me out. And I hope that you all have learned something today. And like I said, it's not going to work for everybody, but it can work for a lot of people. So like I said, not a doctor, not trained in that, but I've done a lot of extensive researching on a lot of herbs and what has worked best for me and my family. So anyways, love you all. This is a really, really tough time to get through. So I know anxiety and things like that are up, but just remember, we all got to look out for each other, and I know somebody's got to be looking out for you too. So anyways, take care. Love you all. Mwah.